welcome to What's Up Westchester. This is episode number 27, and it's 27. I know it's
crazy.
We're getting older every week with this show. So today, Liz Damiano and I are here with our good friend Dana Montone, who's a local real estate attorney, and we have been looking so forward to this show.
Yes.
We're also here with Margaret Ann. She's on technical duties behind us, and we're the Kimarinas team from Houlihan Lawrence. And we really wanted to bring you guys some really good information about a real estate attorney and how you need a real estate attorney, why you need a real estate attorney, and so to start off, Dana, thank you.
Thanks for being
joining
here.
us,
Thank
Dana.
you for having
appreciate
me.
it.
So excited to be here.
Yes,
Awesome.
thank you. And so many different, obviously, avenues you can go into law, and we're so glad that you chose real estate. But what made you want to start real estate attorney?
Well, I've been practicing law for 20 years. I started out as a litigator, litigating large commercial and corporate transactions in Manhattan.
Okay.
So a lot of it adversarial. It was very adversarial. And then somebody had started teaching me real estate, and I really enjoyed it. I, love homes and design.
People.
And
Hope you like
people.
Yeah. There's a lot of
And,
people involved in that.
And it was so nice, working with people that when I left them weren't upset. They were so happy and left a closing table with a house, or they sold their house, and it was just such a better feeling when everybody at the end of the day was a lot happier than in a litigation.
Yeah, good. I
Oh.
think that's actually a really nice thing.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, that's a
You
really.
did one part, and then you go over to the part that's a little bit more.
Everyone leaves like happy and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Hopefully, sometimes emotional.
Right. Sometimes it
But
will be.
yeah.
Of course.
Sometimes it
And the litigation has given me a good background. Made me meticulous. I'm, very hard worker, and
Absolutely.
it helps me protect my clients even that much more.
And you
Awesome.
are probably not afraid of dealing with any sort of adversarial situation if you've been a corporate litigator.
No, exactly. I try to avoid them as much
Always.
as possible, but
We all
yes,
do.
I do. I am
We all do.
prepared.
We agree with you on that.
So when it comes to the whole real estate process, when do you think is the right time, whether you're a first-time home buyer, seller, this is your 10th home, to get in touch with an attorney?
When's too
real
soon?
estate
Is it
attorney?
ever too soon?
I don't think it's ever too soon. Many times most people do it at the very last minute. So for a seller or a purchaser, when they have an offer, an accepted offer is usually the first time that I get a call.
Okay.
I think for a seller, it might be better to get one a little bit earlier, so that way, and most of the agents are very good at advising them on what they need to do, but also it's good for the attorney to, discuss many issues with them to make sure that, things are properly legalized before they list their house.
Right.
And a lot of issues that are good to discuss are contingencies or closing dates and what they actually mean in the contract. So that way
They're prepared.
they're prepared
yeah.
better. And so that way when that offer comes, there's not a lot of back and forth.
Right.
Everybody's on the same page.
Right,
Awesome.
exactly.
Awesome.
So I mentioned at the beginning of our show that Dana is a local attorney. So we find this a lot, Liz and I do, when we're working with our buyers. Maybe they have an uncle or a brother-in-law or family member who is an attorney. Maybe any kind of attorney. Maybe even like in Long Island or somewhere
Not
else.
local,
Not local is what I'm getting at.
Manhattan,
And
yeah, we see Manhattan a lot.
they look to us to advise them, well, why can't I use my father in, Dutchess County or
And it's not
whatever?
that you can't,
Right,
that
right.
We're not saying that you can't. We just want to
But
talk
why
about
is it
the
perhaps
benefits.
a better idea to come alongside with a local attorney?
Well, that's a very good question. I have a lot of other attorneys who are on the other side of me, and that they're not local and they're not real estate attorneys. So sometimes somebody has really never done real estate, and you can tell, but they're their brother, and they think that they can.
Right.
So, it would be like going to get brain surgery and asking your brother, who's a podiatrist, to perform the brain surgery on you.
You wouldn't probably do that, so hopefully, okay,
And
gotcha.
many of my clients are
Right.
attorneys.
Right.
A good portion of them are,
Right.
but they don't practice real estate, and they realize the importance of hiring a real estate attorney.
Because it's a specialization.
It is.
Right.
And local, of course, is better.
Because
And
the
the county has
municipalities.
certain,
Yeah, right.
and each municipality has different some have different laws, rules, regulations, and there's definitely a specialty for Westchester. Manhattan, most of the deals are co-ops. It's a little bit different than purchasing a single family home here in Westchester, Long Island. Things are definitely done differently. So there's definitely a benefit of having a local Westchester attorney. Our fees are not that great, where it's usually well worth the money. We charge a flat fee. It's usually well worth the money, and we're also usually less expensive than Manhattan attorneys. So it's usually well worth the money to get have a local attorney.
And you've got someone who's at the building department, has familiarized themselves with the municipalities and the differences.
Maybe
so
knows the other attorney on the other
Often
side of
knows
the
the
deal.
other
They have a great
attorneys.
rapport.
We definitely, a lot of us work together
Right.
and are on the opposite sides, of the table
literally.
many times, and we know each other, and we're familiar with the lender's attorneys and the title closers, and and nice that we all kind of work together to get to this common goal of the house sale or purchase.
So I actually just thought of something, which is funny, because as you, even sometimes as buyers or sellers, you get to your closing and you get there and you say, who are all these people?
Yes.
So
Sometimes,
who are all the people sitting at the table?
That's a great question.
So yes, and I try when
Yes.
I was at a closing just a couple of hours ago when I introduced my clients who are purchasing, everybody at the table. So usually there's a long table. You
Like
have the bank attorney.
Yes.
The bank sends its own attorney who brings the funds to the table. Other states have title companies bring funds. New York is very different. New York, the lenders hire their own bank attorney, and then they bring the funds to the table, and they also bring all the loan documents for the purchasers to sign.
Okay.
And then the title company, every purchaser needs to have title insurance. You don't have to, but lenders require it, and most purchasers should make sure that they're getting clear title to that home. So then the title company also sends a title closer to the table.
Okay.
Then usually it's the seller and the seller attorney. Sellers don't always have to appear, and the purchaser's attorney, and then the real estate agents are also.
We're usually in the corner.
And
Like,
attendants in
hey
the
guys,
corner.
We'll just sit in the corner.
we have a little
over here.
present.
Yes, exactly.
And then some people bring their entire family members
Sometimes
as
they do,
well.
yeah.
Very excited.
So we're already up to at least 10 people around that table.
Yes.
That's good to point out, though. It's like who's who around the table
Yeah.
of a closing.
Yeah. Because I mean, I know when I first started getting, involved in real
Yeah.
estate too, it was, you walk in, you want to make sure you introduce yourself to
Yes.
everybody, and
You're like, who are you? Who are you?
yeah, who are you?
love
And
it.
they're like, well, who are you?
Yeah, I know. You're like, oh, I'm nobody. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But when you have the local Westchester attorney, that person usually knows everybody.
Knows everybody
around
and
the
does all the
table.
introductions.
That's
exactly.
awesome.
Exactly.
So, what do you think? Is there one thing that people may have a misconception about, or you find that the concept is hard to understand as part of the real estate contract?
Sure, there are definitely a couple. The first is some people come in thinking that this is very adversarial. My litigation days are
Or over.
behind me, so this is not Smith versus Jones. The
Right.
contract specifically says Smith is seller and Jones is purchaser, so that everybody's working together as a common goal to get their house sold, the house purchased.
Right.
So
I like
it doesn't
that.
need to be adversarial. Everybody should, be able to hopefully agree on it and get this to closing. That's everyone's goal, is to get this to closing.
Exactly.
The other misconception is that the contract itself is something that is almost like a lifelong commitment.
Right.
And it truly isn't. It's standard. Everybody pretty much uses the same contract. And it really just gets the parties from contract signing to the closing table. Once after that, it really has no effect or anything. The purchasers have no, and the sellers really have no more obligations
To each other.
or relationship with each other.
Okay.
So it really just gets us to closing. So they shouldn't be too heavily negotiated. I have a lot of M&A clients who want a red line and do everything, and it's just not the way it's done.
Right.
Because so
Right.
Okay.
So it's just to get you to the closing table.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And to have the exchange of the purchaser wants to buy what the seller wants to sell.
yeah,
It's a good transition.
it
right?
is.
It is a good
Sure.
transition.
So we've been talking about, as a team, one thing we wanted to add into the show, because we are called What's Up Westchester, and something that we thought about talking about is with our guest, what do you love about Westchester? So you're living and raising your family here,
Yes.
so tell us.
I've been here for
Tell us
13
something,
years.
yeah.
I grew up in New Jersey, as did my husband. And when we were looking and deciding where to live, it was Westchester. There wasn't even, a question.
Wow.
It's absolutely beautiful. the commute to Manhattan could not be beat. I mean, some of the train rides are 30 minutes. I don't know any other community or suburb outside of Westchester that has a commute like this. And the train is nice. It's it's such a nice train ride.
It is.
And the shopping and the convenience, everything is from the city, comes here first. Growing up in New Jersey, we get things last. And Westchester would be
We
first.
seem to get it first, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so nice. And then, it's so beautiful. They have the beach and the parks. And the school systems, can't be beat. Really terrific. So it's a wonderful place to live. I love it here.
I love that.
So
yeah.
well, that's our show, guys. Again, we are here with Dana Montone, our local real estate attorney. We are the Kim Arenas team at Houlihan Lawrence. This is What's Up Westchester. We'll see you next week. Make sure you tune in, like our Instagram page, like our Facebook page. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.